In this video, we'll go over the homework assignments to review for the angles quiz. Acute angles are the smallest, right angles are the second smallest, and obtuse angles are the biggest. The vertex of an angle, written like this, is always going to be the middle letter. Angle BCD, the vertex is where the two rays meet. Angle ABC is 70 degrees, which is less than 90, so we'll call that acute. Angle ABD, I can add 70 and 60 to get 135, which is bigger than 90 and less than 180, so obtuse is the classification. CBD is a 65-degree angle, we'll call that acute. DBE, 45-degree angle, also acute. For CBE, I add together 65 and 45, so I get 110, and this is obtuse. XYW is going to be equal to 90. I could add 55 and 35, right angle. Finally, VYW is this entire 180-degree angle. It's straight. If this is angle BCD, the rays are CB and CD. To measure AGB, it's acute, so I look at the smaller number, 20 degrees. TXW is bigger than 90, so I look at the larger number, 75 degrees. CGE requires some subtraction, so this is going to be 110 degrees minus these 20, and that'll give me 90 degrees. So given this diagram, if I want to find JKM, I just add the two together, 70 degrees. Number 5, you have to be careful to label your diagram correctly. This here is 56.4 degrees, but when they give me JKM, that's this entire angle that is going to be 82.5. So if you want to find the missing piece, here in blue, you have to subtract 82.5 minus 56.4. That'll give you 26.1 degrees. Since BD bisects this angle, it cuts it into two equal parts. So these two angles are equal to each other. You can solve for x like this. Once you get an answer, you plug back in to find ABD. So we're plugging 4 in here. 6 times 4, 24, plus 4. The answer is 28 degrees. Here's RST. SP bisects. That means that these two angles are equal. They give us RSP, 3x minus 2, and they give us PST, 9x minus 26. They're equal to each other. If I solve, I get 4 for x. Now, they want to know the entire angle RST. So I can figure out one of these and double it. I'm going to choose the 3x minus 2, so that becomes 3 times 4 minus 2, and I'm doubling that entire thing. 3 times 4 is 12, minus 2 is 10. If I double that, I get 20 degrees. They tell me this angle is 50 degrees. They tell me that it's cut into two equal parts, so 25 and 25. Therefore, VOY is going to be 40 plus 90 plus 25. So the answer is 155. They want to know what is UOX, so I can just take 180 minus the known 40 over here to figure out what the rest is, 140. I can fill in 3x and x, so I know that a total of 4x is going to be equal to 90. If x is equal to 22.5, I just plug that in and multiply. They want to know what ASB is, so that gives me 67.5 degrees. And then the next problem wants to know the other one, which is just going to be 22.5 degrees because you only plug it in once instead of 3 times. For one, we can set up like this to figure out the complement, or we can start setting it up like this. So we're going to distribute the negative, and it turns out we're going to get 95 minus 6x. Here we take 180 minus. Our answer should be 98.8 degrees. We take 90 minus, and we get 8.8 degrees. I take 180 minus this entire quantity. Remember to distribute the negative, so we're subtracting 6x, but we're adding 5. That's how I get 185 minus 6x. For linear pairs, the angles must be adjacent and add up to 180. So 1 and 2 work. 1 and 3 do not. 2 and 4 do not. 2 and 3 do not. But 3 and 4 also work. We're just looking to see if they're adjacent. 1 and 2 are adjacent. 1 and 3 are not. 2 and 4 are not. 2 and 3 are adjacent. And 3 and 4 are adjacent. PTU and VTR, these are vertical angles. RTQ and VTS, these are not vertical angles. QTR and PTS, these are vertical angles. And QTV and UTS, these are also vertical angles. To find this diagram, I can take 90 plus 2x and set it equal to 180. If I subtract and divide, I get that x is 45. Since there's a ratio between two complementary angles, we can call them 2x and x. Since they're complementary, they add up to 90. If 3x is 90, then x is equal to 30, but that's not the answer. They want to know what is the measure of the larger angle. So I plug in 30 here, and I get 60. To double measure the measure of angle A, that's just going to be 6y, since this one was 3y. So 3y plus 6y has to equal 180. So y is going to be 20. How many pairs of vertical angles? So if I draw over these two lines, I have one pair here and another pair all the way here. So that's two pairs. Same thing, I have one and then a second. Yet again, here's 1, 2 pairs. Then I have 1, 2 pairs. All of those examples, I looked at something like this, where you had one angle here and you had 3 angles on these sides. But we can also consider when we have 2 and 2 on each side. So right here is 2 additional pairs. The same thing is true if I look at these lines. I have a pair here and a pair there. So that's 2 more. If I add all these 2's up, there are a total of 12 pairs of vertical angles.